So imagine you're born with this blue skin, yellow eyes, and this demon-like tail. And eventually your mother abandons you as a baby. But you are raised by a kind-hearted family of Romanian performers, which also help with your acrobatic skills as they fit naturally for the circus. But even though your appearance scares others, you still grow up with a strong faith in a kind, noble heart. Even after dealing with being attacked out of fear because of how you look, you continue to stay kind-hearted until you eventually be invited to join the X-Men. Because your teleportation powers and natural agility help you become a key member of this team being assembled. But you don't let it go to your head. You find a balance between your heroic duties and your pursuit of faith and belonging in this world. This character has overcome a lot of prejudice and staying true to one's true values and making him a symbol of hope and acceptance and for all the mutants in the Marvel Universe. That's right guys, for this video we're going to be talking about Nightcrawler joins Marvel Rivals. And if you enjoy videos like this where we try to discuss their abilities before they get released, because we have no leaks so far, just the little leaks that we have been shown that he could be being released in seasons to come. And if you guys enjoy it and you guys would like to talk about these things, please, for me, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you think his abilities could or should be. Let's get this video started. Now, for his first and primary ability, it's going to be called Bamf. Now, this will be his teleportation primary ability. Nightcrawler teleports to a targeted location, dealing damage to enemies in a small radius upon arrival. So once you see that black smoke, anybody caught in that radius will take small damage. As well as he's gonna have regular melee attacks unless they give him like a sword or something, which would be pretty cool. This can also be used to evade attacks or ambush enemies. I'm assuming he'd probably have like a limit to how many jumps he can make before there's a cooldown. I want to say like 2 to 4, maybe around there, because again that's his primary ability. That's what he's known to do. So maybe even up to 5 jumps before he gets the cooldown. Now, a skilled player could chain multiple teleports to confuse opponents. Imagine that, you're coming from the roof to the floor, back to the roof, and then behind your opponent. That would be freaking sick. So yeah, it's called Bamf. And if you guys like this ability, and you guys obviously know who Nightcrawler is, I think there would be a lot of fans who would love to see him in the game. Let's move on to the next. So he will have a secondary ability. This will be called Shadow Strike. Nightcrawler will become semi-invisible for a short duration while his next melee attack deals bonus damage and applies a slowing effect. This makes him deadly in close range skirmishes. So he would pop in with his regular teleportation and then use his secondary ability when he pops in. This would only be like a ability that you can use like a one-on-one, like where you're trying to sneak up behind somebody, maybe 1 or 2 before you get a cooldown, possibly 1 because of how strong it could be, especially with a possible slowing effect. And this could definitely help take out a lot of, healers and strategists in the background while trying to pop in and out. This would be a freaking awesome thing to do. Alright, let's move on to the next ability. This next ability could be considered a more of a secondary ability, but it's more about mobility. This is going to be emphasizing his acrobatic evasion from his background, being an acrobat and coming from that background. With his superhuman agility, Nightcrawler can perform a series of flips or dodges, reducing his incoming damage and allowing him to reposition quickly in the heat of a battle. So let's say that your teleportation has a cooldown right now and you have to get out of the way. Using his acrobatic abilities, this would help him either, jump higher, like get a double jump, or maybe do like exactly some flips or dodges, to avoid taking hits and, just getting out of the way as fast as possible. Now, if you think this is a good one or you think there's another ability that best fits him, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the ultimate ability. So we have reached to the ultimate ability. So this ability will be called Dimensional Grapple. Nightcrawler teleports multiple times in a rapid succession, targeting enemies with a certain radius to deal high burst damage. As a finisher, this could also lock down fleeing opponents in a chaotic team fight. So just like Psylocke's ultimate, where she's going pretty fast and it's really hard to hit her, this could also be applied to Nightcrawler's Dimensional Grapple. In a specific radius, he'll be able to teleport in and out pretty fast, dealing as much damage to any possible characters in the specific area. Or maybe even be able to grab them and like toss them out, possibly, port them into a different part of the map, far away from the checkpoint, which would be pretty awesome. If you guys like this and you guys want to see more like this, hit that like button and subscribe, because we are at the last part of this and we're going to try to think about where he fits in this role. Now, he can be a tank or a duelist. He cannot be a strategist because he's not a healing type. So first, let's go with the most likely scenario, which I think he was going to be. What I think he's going to be is Nightcrawler will be a duelist. His mobility and stealth makes him a textbook duelist. His hit and run tactics and ability to disorient opponents would allow him to outplay enemies on a 1-to-1 fight. His shadow strike and teleport mechanics should shine here because he is a duelist and that's where he fits him. Now, if you guys want to see more like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about the overall video where you think he would best fit. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Later.